Okay, we're on live. I'm trying to stream this to YouTube, so give us a couple seconds here. Do a song and dance number for everybody while we wait for me to try to figure this out. We're on a few minutes early, so.
Let the dogs out.
If I can't figure it out, oh well. I'll figure it out for next week.
No, you won't.
Yeah. Next week we do our Oscar picks. I already know what most of mine are.
I have no idea what's up for this.
That should be fun.
Oh yeah, I'm just gonna weenie, meenie, miny, mo.
I'm not.
I can't. This guy wants us to friggin' do all those stupid.
We will be.
Best cinematography in a foreign language animated film.
That's not even a thing.
Who knows?
I'm not seeing it.
So you can't get us to Facebook?
I don't. I can. Oh, well, I can try to. Let's see. I can try to put the link in.
We gotta try to double our audience to 30 this year.
Yeah. I'm gonna try to put
tell
this
your
link
friends.
in. Yeah.
We're on. We're live.
It's a train wreck. Come and watch.
I'm even dressed up today, wearing my Stewie fuzzy PJs.
Oh my god. I don't think it's gonna let it. Oh well. Well, I tried.
Even if you go to Facebook and say go live?
No, because then that wouldn't work.
Why?
Because we're on a different stream. If I put in live video, yeah, no, that doesn't work.
Okay.
I need a link or something to this.
Well, sit the hell down and let's just do this.
We still got 2 minutes. Because it says sign in when I put the link in. Let me see. I know what I'll do. I put it to Twitter, so I bet it has the address on my Twitter. Let's see. Twitter.
Twit.
It says I started a live stream on YouTube. Great. Here's the link. Now we'll start hearing. Yeah, I can see it, but what's the link? Watch on YouTube. There we go. I got it.
So we're on Facebook too?
We will be. I think Facebook is going to be delayed.
How long?
I don't know.
People, please. It's like working with a trained chimp, you know? Although he's not all that trained yet. Well, how's everybody's Friday going so far?
By the way, I saw there were comments last week. I didn't get a chance to respond to any. So obviously I'll be sitting in that chair over there, so I won't be able to see anything. But yeah, you can leave a comment and then I'll get back to you at the end of the show. When we
Yeah, that's a good idea.
All right, I think it's 8 o'clock. Yeah, either one.
We're late.
For a very important date.
You put a camera on him and he turns to 7 years old.
Wait, I gotta do this. Welcome to the hottest entertainment show on the internet today, the A-List. I am your host, the game changer, Wes Troop. And with me again this week is this guy.
I'm Dominic Ferranti. I have no association with this gentleman at all.
No, he's just here for no reason.
No reason. Whatever. I'm here for food.
Even though I don't have any. Oh, my water's all the way over there.
No, too bad.
Oh, well. If I'm thirsty, I'll disappear for a second. But
you should disappear for a while.
So last week was our first episode. This week, obviously, the second.
And we've gotten no better.
And we've upgraded the chairs at least.
We got.
I don't have to sit on the ladder. These were a steal. Actually,
They were a real find.
Yeah, we won't say steal. But so last week we talked a lot about movies, and that's what we're going to do again. But this time we're going to expand a little more and talk about TV show that we both watch.
Just whatever comes into our head.
Yeah, exactly. It's the same as last week, but different material, basically. That's basically how it's going to go.
Same but different.
Yeah. So in theaters this weekend, we have 3 new wide releases. We have The Great Wall, we have A Cure for Wellness, and Fist Fight. I've seen 2 of those already, and you haven't seen any.
No desire, actually. No desire.
Yeah.
A Cure for Wellness looks like it could be pretty strange.
It is.
I don't know if I would. Sometimes I really like those movies, and then sometimes I don't. Like, I hated Inception.
Oh, I love it.
I hated that movie.
Well, Cure for Wellness isn't as good as Inception, but I'll talk about that in a little bit. Because I'll start off with The Great Wall. I watched that a few nights ago, and I hated it. That's a good way to put it. My review is up on the channel for that one.
So Matt Damon's just there basically for a paycheck?
Yeah. Very wooden acting. Other than Matt Damon, I mean, there's a guy in there from Game of Thrones. I don't watch Game of Thrones, and if it's not Emilia Clarke, I don't really care. But Willem Dafoe shows up for a few minutes, and
I didn't know he was Chinese.
Yeah, he's not. They're European mercenaries. Because everyone was like, when they saw the preview, they're like, why is Matt Damon playing an Asian? He's not, actually. He's playing a European, so that makes more sense, at least. Because I thought that, too. When I saw the preview, I'm like, huh? But, yeah, so Matt Damon and this other guy from Game of Thrones are mercenaries that are looking for black powder in China. And these bandits are chasing them, and they find this cave. There's only 5 of them left because the bandits have killed like the 20 of them, 15 of them or whatever.
Wrap it up.
And the other surviving ones are attacked by this monster. So Matt Damon cuts the arm off of this monster.
Wrap it up. These people don't want to hear your.
Well, I'm talking about the Great Wall. And then they get caught by this group, the Chinese military. They stumble upon the Great Wall because that's something that you can't easily find. And it's such a small little thing. Then they end up fighting these monsters, and they're actually aliens, if you can believe that.
Well, thank you. No,
they tell you that in the first 10 minutes of the movie. It's not a spoiler.
Okay.
I'm not telling you where they're from or whatever, but they're aliens. It's a really bad plot. It's boring. The battle scenes are monotonous. It's a lot of the same stuff, fighting these, they're called totes or teotes. That's what these things are called. Fighting these teotes, trying to get up the wall, arrow, axe. Then, they start getting some ground battles and stuff. But I was so bored with this movie.
I'll tell you, when I saw the first time I saw the previews from it, it didn't look good to me. It didn't look like it would be a good movie. And I like Willem Dafoe. I
like Matt Damon,
one
too.
of my big favorite actors of all time. And so Willem, if you're watching, hey, mad props. And Matt Damon, very good actor. I think a very underappreciated actor.
Yeah.
Very good. So Matt, hey, how's it going, bud?
Oh my God. But yeah, it's just I would not recommend seeing it. I didn't like it at all. the plot were in between the action. I almost fell asleep. It's so boring and dull. I don't know. I didn't like it. Even the action got dull.
Okay.
So the other movie I saw, you can check out my full review on the channel, of course. This one I haven't actually reviewed on the channel yet. So this is, you've heard it here first. I'll have the full review up tomorrow. But Cure for Wellness, I saw last night. And the theater was actually packed. I thought I was in the wrong theater. But yeah, I liked it, I think. This is a 2-hour and 20-minute movie that should have been 2 hours. But I appreciated it, the time, because it doesn't drag, but you feel like, all right, I think this could have been 2 hours. You know, when you're sitting there. I wasn't like, come on, let's get this over with. But yeah, I was like, I think it was, you know, could have been shorter.
Yeah, a lot of movies do that.
I love this movie. The first I'll say the first hour to 80 minutes, I thought this was going to be A-list approved. And I was shocked because I saw it had like 40% on Rotten Tomatoes. Well, I shouldn't say I was shocked. Because there's A-list approved movies that have 27% that I gave A-list approved. So, but then it kind of veers a different direction without spoiling it. It has a very Shutter Island vibe, as I think we both said before. A very different story. You learn the history of this mansion, and that history 300 years prior really comes into play in this movie. It's not just like, oh, well, this is what happened and you'll never hear of it again. No, it has a big role to play in the entire movie. So it's one of those where you don't expect it to end the way it does and go the directions it does.
Sometimes that's a good thing.
Yeah.
I'm talking to you earlier.
I was telling you a little bit about it.
You seem to be really disappointed at the direction it took.
I didn't expect it. I thought it was going to be more like, oh, he doesn't know. And it does get to, he doesn't know if he's crazy or not. Is this stuff happening in his mind? Does he think these people are out to get him and they're really not? Like Shutter Island type. I think they just wanted to make it sort of like that premise, but in a way different direction. And when all
Shutter Island was a good one.
Oh yeah,
that's great.
When everything is revealed, it's either gonna make it or break it for you for this movie. You might be with it the whole way, and then it takes this turn, and you're like, what? And there, I mean, I was telling you, there's some very, I wouldn't say this movie is scary, but there's some very disturbing images. I wouldn't say what, but if you have a fear of the dentist and stuff, I'm not saying exactly what happens, but if that kind of freaks you out, you might. I almost had to look away. I would.
Well, I'll tell you, I was kind of looking forward to this movie, but after hearing your take, after hearing your take on it, I don't think I'll see it. Maybe when it comes to video or DVD or something like that, I might take a shot at it.
It's one of those movies where I would watch it again to try to catch stuff. But like halfway through, I told you I figured it out. Mostly, at least one of the parts. And then I sort of figured out the other and thought, oh, this is going to be really weird if it ends up this way. And it did. So you might catch on halfway through like I did when, a few subtle hints are in there. I'm like, oh, okay. But it still kept me guessing kind of in parts till the end, at least. I was never bored with it, like The Great Wall. I would definitely recommend if you had to choose between the two, I would definitely say see A Cure for Wellness. Unless you're under the age of 18, then no. Because there's a lot of nudity and some really weird stuff that happens. So don't take your kids to see it. If you have like a 6-year-old, well, maybe then they'll be scared. But so I would recommend at least checking it out in like a matinee, something like that, or when it comes on DVD. If you're interested in it, if you're really interested in it, then go see it. because you might like it. You might not like it, but it's one of those movies not everybody's gonna like. But I wouldn't recommend seeing The Great Wall. I'd recommend Cure for Wellness over that.
That's very helpful.
But I did not, and I probably am gonna wait on Fist Fight because it's not.
I don't know. I think
Usually I go see everything, but that one I'm just sort of like, I think
it just looks like a movie that's made for like cheap, crummy little laughs type of things. I mean, they show in the previews.
I read
Tracy Morgan splattered with yellow paint. He goes, "I look like a minion."
Yeah,
That's supposed to be
the best parts of the movie.
That's supposed to make us fall out of our chair laughing. And they took a big.
I had better laughs and rings. But yeah, I just the preview. I've seen it a million times. I'm not a fan of that Jillian Bell, that one blonde woman who's in a lot of movies. She was funny in The Night Before with Seth Rogen and Joseph Gordon-Levitt. She played Seth Rogen's wife. I liked her in that, but I saw her in Office Christmas Party, and she was so irritating. Every time she came on screen, I was like, oh, God, not again. So when I see her now, I'm like, God. So, you have actors like that.
She's not one of my favorites.
She's a very irritating presence.
Yeah,
especially in Office Christmas Party. She played a pimp. So she was really annoying.
Well, I'll tell you, Ice-T, or not
Ice Cube.
Ice Cube. Excuse me, Ice.
I didn't like either ride-alongs. You didn't see either one of those.
I did see the first ride-along.
Did you?
Yes, I did see the first ride-along.
I don't think you did.
Yes, I did.
I didn't like them.
Yeah, I was a big fan. I like the one where the first "Are we home yet? Are we there yet?" Yeah, that was cute.
Yeah, that was a cool. I think that's why a lot of older people know. Because I'll see a lot of older people in his movies, and I'm like, is this the right theater? Well, I told you I saw a lot of old people in Straight Outta Compton when I went to go see that, and I really thought I was in the wrong theater. But yeah, I don't know. I'll review it when I see it, but it might not be this weekend. It might be next weekend or the weekend after. I'm not in a big hurry to see it.
Okay.
So that's what comes out this weekend. Next weekend is Get Out. I plan on seeing that.
That one looks pretty interesting.
Yeah, I'm gonna probably see that next Thursday night. And oh God, Rock Dog, an animated movie that looks like the Norm of the North of this year. And that's not a compliment either. And maybe it'll be a little bit better than that. And I think it's called Collide. It's an action movie with oh God, I don't remember who the main guy is, but it's Felicity Jones from Rogue One is the girl. I didn't even know she was in it until I saw the preview, and she's a blonde. I'm like, well, that girl looks familiar. And like Felicity, oh, that's why. But yeah, I probably won't see either one of those. I'm definitely not seeing Rock Dog. I'll wait for that to stream somewhere and then review it. I don't know if I'll see the Collide, probably not. But at least Get Out, I'll be talking about next week. I don't know. And then after that, we got the big ones coming. Logan, King Kong, Skull Island. So I'm excited for those. All right, so The Walking Dead was on this past Sunday for its season premiere, mid-season premiere, whatever you want to call it. Yeah, we're in the middle of season 7. It's picking up finally. After what some people thought was kind of boring. Well, not the first episode. that was anything boring.
Yeah, I'm happy it's back. I've seen every episode.
Yeah, we watched it. We started watching it last summer, and we were caught up from episode 1 to the episode where Negan has them all in a circle. We watched that in about 2.5 weeks. I think.
Yeah.
The whole series. It was like you get home from work and we'd be like, all right.
3 hours. You watch 3 hours.
Oh no, it was like 7 hours.
Not at night.
Well, on the weekend.
On the weekend, 7, 8 hours at least. Yeah, good show. Like the character of Negan. Like I always liked Jeffrey Dean Morgan. It looks like it's going to be kind of cool. If you're fans of the show, then and there's a ton of them out there.
Oh yeah, that's why we're talking about it.
If you haven't seen the season 1 mid-season premiere yet, you're gonna like it.
I thought it was good.
Yeah, it's good. Rick's gotten his balls back and
got him out of Negan's purse.
Yeah, got him out of Negan's purse.
I love the zombie kill in this one.
Yeah, that was pretty interesting.
Rick and Michonne do this really interesting with a car, and I don't know how many walkers it was. Probably near 500.
Yeah, probably.
That right there was better than all of World War Z.
Right.
Just that scene right there. Yeah.
But yeah, you really like it. I'm really starting to. I hope King Ezekiel has a lot of airtime in this season.
I think
I
will.
really like him. I like his character.
Mm-hmm.
He is very concerned for the safety of his people, and not in like the mayor of the other place, Hilltop.
Oh, Gregory.
Gregory,
that
yeah.
Dick.
Yeah, Gregory's more about his self-preservation.
Yeah. It was funny I saw an article that said Rick took Gregory not joining up with them in the episode much better on television than he did in the comic book, and they showed the comic book still been beating the shit out of him. I'm like, oh man, that would have been awesome.
But yeah, Gregory's more interested in self-preservation.
Oh, that's for sure.
He doesn't.
I don't think he'll be around very long.
No, in fact,
because I know what happens.
I have a few ideas of what's going to happen there.
Mm-hmm.
But Ezekiel is truly concerned for his people's welfare, and that's why I kind of like him.
Yeah.
Plus, last season when he
was on like once.
He came out to Carol and did not, gave up the gave up the affected voice and everything like that.
Told him his real story.
Told her his real story. You gotta like him. We gotta like.
He was a zookeeper. Yeah.
Yeah. Gotta like the tiger.
Oh yeah. God, I hope he gets to kill somebody.
Yeah. I don't think so. Okay. Moving on.
Moving on. All right, now we got the news because, all right, we got a lot of big news this week. Some of this you've heard, some of it I just found out now when I was writing this.
Okay.
So, I went in order of, not importance, as you'll be able to tell. So the big news might be shuffled in the middle or towards the end. Anyway, Will Smith has dropped out of the live-action Dumbo movie. Due to scheduling conflicts.
Was he got a doctor's appointment or something?
Yeah, he's like, you know what? I got some stuff to do. No, it's supposedly with the next Bad Boys movie. It's a scheduling conflict. Bad Boys for life. and he was supposed to play the father of the child who befriends them, and that's basically all. We don't know much about this Dumbo movie. It's another one of these Disney live action remakes that do a successful job. I've liked all of them so far. Some more than others, but there were none where I was like, oh, that was a total waste. We'll find out in a few weeks with Beauty and the Beast. I think I'm gonna like that one. But if it's the exact same movie as the animated, then it might be like, why was this done? But anyway. At least Pete's Dragon was a lot different than the original.
Well, I can tell you what, that piece of news has no effect on me whatsoever.
Yeah. Well, Tom Hanks was offered the role of the villain in this movie. No one knows if he took it or not for sure, but that's a possibility. There's no release date yet for this movie, but Tim Burton is directing. Tim Burton directing a live-action Dumbo.
Yeah.
I can't wait to see the Pink Elephants on Parade number if they do it with hallucinating elephants. Oh my God. Anyway, so just know there's not a lot to know about that yet, but
Will Smith was bye-bye.
Will Smith is not going to be in it. I thought maybe he was going to play Dumbo. When I heard the news, it's like Dumbo starring Will Smith. Okay. So anyway, moving on to some Marvel news. Marvel. Robert Downey Jr. Did a Facebook Live session on the set of Avengers Infinity War this past week, and he was chatting with Chris Pratt and also Tom Holland, who plays Spider-Man. So we for sure know, we assumed that he was going to be in this movie because it's all basically everybody in the Marvel universe in this movie. So he's for sure going to be in Infinity War. I'm totally fine with that. I love Disney.
Yeah, the Marvel movies are very successful, and they do a good job for the most part.
I always love
I
it.
believe they're very light on story and heavy on action, and basically that's a formula for their success.
There is the Marvel formula: Iron Man, Thor, Captain America. They all kind of. Doctor Strange is almost the same as Iron Man, but it works for them. Avengers and Guardians of the Galaxy are a lot alike, but they're both excellent movies.
Yeah. Okay. I don't hold them as in high esteem as you do.
I do. Yeah.
I like them. I enjoy them. I will go on the first day they're out to go see them, and I will spend my $10 or whatever it is to go see them, and I'll enjoy the hell out of them. But after I see them one time, that's about it for me. You know.
The more recent ones I've only seen once because there's so many that come out. So I'm like, well, I could watch it again, but the next one's coming out in a week. So
I am excited for it to come out.
Infinity War.
Yeah, I'm really excited for
Guardians.
Well, that and Spider-Man.
Yeah.
I think maybe we're finally going to get a really, really good Spider-Man movie. And Andrew Garfield or Tobey Maguire, if you're watching, hey, you guys
like those.
You guys played Spider-Man well.
Oh yeah.
But the story's got.
They might be watching. Andrew Garfield probably has better things to do, but I don't know about Tobey Maguire. But yeah, I really like the other Spider-Man movies, at least the first two and the first Amazing Spider-Man. But I think Spider-Man: Homecoming is one of my most anticipated movies this year. I'm excited for that one.
Mm-hmm.
So anyway, all other Marvel news, Michael Douglas has confirmed he's returning for the Ant-Man and Wasp movie to play Hank Pym again. I really liked him as Hank Pym.
I did too.
I thought he was really good.
I didn't go. That's one of the Marvel movies I did not go in with very high hopes for.
I don't think anyone did.
It was good. It wasn't great. It was good.
There's like sort of two tiers when it comes to Marvel. That would be like towards the top of this.
I'd say bottom of the second tier. The only thing I would put underneath those in Marvel movies of the new.
Well, I'm talking the whole MCU.
Both Thor movies would be under that movie. Thor. I mean, I like Chris Hemsworth as Thor. He's a great Thor, and I like him in the Avengers movies. But the standalone movies are boring as fuck. They are terrible.
I like them.
No,
they're not my favorite.
The only saving grace to those movies are Tom Hiddleston.
Yeah, I like him as Loki, definitely. I would say Ant-Man's better than Iron Man 2.
Yeah.
Because Iron Man 2 was sort of, I liked it at first, but then after rewatching it, I was sort of like, it's not as good as I remember. But now I've seen now Winter Soldier, I've seen Guardians of the Galaxy, so now I hold these movies to a higher standard. You know, back Iron Man 2 was the third movie in the whole series.
Right.
So we would see it, we'd be like, oh yeah, that was really cool. And then we watch it back and like, oh yeah, wasn't as good as we thought. But I still love them all. So yeah, but I'd say Ant-Man is like in the middle. For me, it's gonna start filming in July already, and it's gonna be released July 6th, 2018. Ant-Man and Wasp. So we don't have to wait very long for that one. If anyone was really like counting the days down. There are so many in the next few years of superhero movies. Some might even fall through the cracks. That might happen to that one, where you're like, oh yeah, Ant-Man and Wasp is coming out. I guess we'll catch that one somewhere. You know, we'll be there opening weekend, but
Probably.
we were there opening night for Ant-Man.
Yeah.
Now to go on to a different universe. Matt Reeves, who directed Cloverfield and the Dawn of the Planet of the Apes, the War of the Planet of the Apes, which is coming out, is being wooed, as they say. He's in talks to direct The Batman after Ben Affleck dropped out of directing so far. There's rumors on the internet he might drop out as Batman. I hope that's not true.
I hope that would not be true.
There's also rumors Jared Leto might drop out of being the Joker.
And I'd be sad about that too. But Jared Leto's kind of messed up in the head.
I was telling you his story about when Suicide Squad came out, and he was like, I was told this would be an art house film. It's like, what? Did you not realize what this movie is? It's not an art house film like Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon, or something like that, or like Manchester by the Sea or something. Did you read the script other than your parts?
I don't know. He's always seemed like kind of a wiener to me.
Yeah.
He really has.
If Jared Leto drops out, I hope they take the Joker in a different direction. Because I know that rubbed a lot of people the wrong way with that Damage tattoo, where he was sort of like a rapper, gangster type dude. I know a lot of people had a problem with that as soon as they saw the picture. But so if they change it, I hope they change it for the better. And they're like, you know what, scrap that character. Let's get a different Joker.
I really hate to say it. I just don't think they should do the Joker anymore.
Because of Heath Ledger? No
Ledger.
matter what, everyone's going to compare it to that. Yeah.
Well,
and if they don't do it to that, they'll compare it to Nicholson, even. The ones that really like Jack Nicholson.
One thing, Ben, if you're watching, please don't drop out of Batman. I really like you as Batman.
Yeah.
Physically, you are what I picture Batman being, a huskier guy, big, tall, athletic looking. But if you do drop out, I hope to God they can get Christian Bale back. I don't think they will, but
confusing. Because then you'll think the Dark Knight trilogy was in this universe. And then you have a different Alfred, you have if they do it that way.
Who cares?
A lot of comic book fans.
I know, but you know what? Just cool your jets and just enjoy.
The same people that gave that 27% are the ones that care.
Cool your jets and enjoy the movie. Look, I'm older than probably most of you people that are going to watch this. I've collected comics for longer than you guys have been alive. I'm a comic book purist, but come on, these are the movies. I mean, it's not like
it's not life and death.
Yeah, it's not life and death.
The keyboard warriors that are on the internet.
Go find a movie to touch or something.
We won't judge man or woman, whatever.
I don't care.
Just a movie. So anyway, yeah, I hope he doesn't drop out because I really liked him as Bruce Wayne and Batman.
Same here. Thought it was very good.
I liked his badass Batman because that's the most violent we've ever seen Batman on film.
And if you go back, Batman is a vigilante. He is violent. If you go back to years ago to Batman Year One by Frank Miller, I mean, he first started out. He carried a gun with him. You know, he used guns.
He doesn't. Batman versus Superman.
You know, it's amazing. Yeah, I like the harder edge Batman.
And I think because there's always this fight between Marvel movies and DC movies, which isn't quite equal yet. Because of
no, but I'll tell you what,
it's not an equal playing field right now.
The DC movies are more story driven than the Marvel movies are. The DC stories are more in depth than the Marvel stories are.
There's a lot of story in them.
Right.
There's a lot, maybe too much in Batman versus Superman.
I'm not saying that's a good or a bad thing, but
I'm just worried.
I think DC is trying to be the thinking comic book fans.
Oh, they're a lot darker.
Which I love that. And Marvel's just
popcorn entertainment,
just like they were in the comic books back in the 70s and stuff like that. The DC stuff was a little bit edgier, a little darker, and you know, you had a lot of teenage superheroes in Marvel, you know, that type of thing. There was you know, there's Spider-Man, there was Nova, you know, just to name a couple. Yeah. You know, so let's see what happens.
What I was gonna say is I'm just worried if Batman drops out while they're trying to build this DC universe, it might not look good, and fans might not even kill it more. Like, oh, they can't even have, you know, their Batman stay for more than 3 movies if you count Suicide Squad as a Batman appearance, because he appears for what, 5 minutes? Not even. You know, so I don't know if you would even count that as a Batman appearance, but if he's just in Batman versus Superman, we know he's in Justice League. But if that's it, wow. Look at Robert Downey Jr.'s been in what, 8, 9?
I think he'll stay for the Batman.
How do they not have him under contract? Marvel locks those people up. Samuel L. Jackson signed on for 9 movies. He didn't go anywhere. I don't know. That's weird.
Let's move on.
Anyway, we'll have more to talk about the DC Universe in just a bit. We have another news story about that. Back to Marvel, though. Kind of. Fox Marvel. Yeah, that. Sophie Turner from Game of Thrones, who plays Jean Grey. She played Jean Grey in X-Men Apocalypse, which was not the best X-Men movie, but not the worst by any means. She revealed that the next X-Men film will begin shooting this year. I wasn't totally over the moon about X-Men Apocalypse. I gave it a fine rating. I liked it. I didn't love it, though. I wasn't over the moon with it. I love Days of Future Past. Remember, we saw that one in the theater. I loved First Class. So it was like, oh, this is going to be a great trilogy, and then not so much. This movie, Apocalypse, has the audacity. They're going to see Return of the Jedi because it takes place in the 80s. So they get out of Return of the Jedi and they go, yeah, the 3rd movie is always the weakest of the trilogy. Like, Return of the Jedi was a piece of crap. I'm like, oh, God, really? It just made me laugh. Like, you call it Return of the Jedi, man?
Do me a favor. I don't like X-Men and everything,
really?
Even the comic books. I couldn't stand them, so we can just gloss over pretty much the X-Men stuff. I'm serious, man. I just never got. I like the Wolverine movies. I'm really looking forward to Logan, but the X-Men movies are okay. The only redeeming factor.
I like the first and the second one.
I think it was what's his name with
Magneto.
No.
Professor Xavier.
Yeah, Patrick Stewart.
I like Patrick Stewart. I like Ian McKellen. I even like James McAvoy as the newer Professor X. I like Michael Fassbender as the new Magneto. Where Apocalypse really screwed up is they gave Jennifer Lawrence way too much to do.
We'll just wake me up when you're done talking about that.
I'm just discussing where this went wrong.
Well,
they gave Mystique the lead role. She's a bit character, if that.
They're trying to build on Jennifer Lawrence's name and fan base. That's what they were trying to do.
Their dying fan base?
Well, yeah, but back then it wasn't. So,
well, last year.
You know.
Yeah. I just thought that was dumb. Because this is supposed to take place before the original X-Men movie where Mystique is a footnote in those movies. When she's played by Rebecca Romaine Stamos, it's like, well, now she's not a big deal. But, so anyway, that's that. There's going to be a new X-Men shooting soon. For those who care. I do. You don't.
No, I'd like to shoot the X-Men, actually.
Star Wars news. It was announced that actor Jimmy V has taken over the role of R2-D2 for the late Kenny Baker. Kenny Baker passed last year. Jimmy V actually did some work as R2-D2 in The Force Awakens, but Kenny Baker got the full credit. So, I mean, I couldn't tell the difference. I don't think anyone could. I really think R2-D2 could be controlled by a remote. I don't think anyone played BB-8. He's too small.
Yeah. It also was a lot of CGI.
Oh, yeah, that's true, too. So...
Yeah,
so, I never had a problem with Kenny Baker. I mean, he's one of the originals.
This is nonsensical news.
It's still a thing.
Yeah.
It's still Star Wars news.
Yeah.
Jimmy V will now be playing the role of R2-D2. There you go.
C-3PO will have blue nipples. That's, to me, the same thing.
But anyway, in Episode 8, The Last Jedi, and I didn't write this down, but we got our first look at Rey in Episode 8 this week on a toy box. They were talking about Force Friday, and she has shorter hair, and she has a lightsaber. She's wielding Luke and Anakin's lightsaber. So that's pretty cool. I'm excited for Episode 8 very much.
So am I.
My most anticipated movie of the year.
Probably my second.
So we'll have more Last Jedi news probably once a week.
Fun.
Moving on to a movie that got pushed back because it was scared of Episode 7, Avatar 2. Sam Worthington revealed the sequel to Avatar picks up 8 years after the original. So when the movie starts, it's 8 years after. And that Jake Sully has a family, and the world that Pandora is going to be much bigger. That's basically all we know. I have no problem with Avatar.
I loved Avatar. I thought it was just visually freaking stunning.
Everybody loved Avatar until it became the cool thing to hate on it. Which I don't remember when that was, but now everybody hates it now on the internet. They're like, oh God, Avatar 2. Oh God, Avatar 3. Oh. It's the biggest movie of all time.
Again,
money-wise.
Friggin' nerds get a life.
Yeah, I mean, I've called it Pocahontas with Smurfs, Smurfahantas, but I really enjoyed it. I saw it twice in theaters.
I thought it was a good movie. Yeah.
And most of the cast is coming back. Sigourney Weaver's coming back. Of course, Sam Worthington and Zoe Saldana. Zoe Saldana goes from one space movie to the next, to the next, to the next. Guardians of Green to Blue, and then Star Trek, and yeah, crazy. So that comes out, as of now, December 2018. There must not be a Star Wars movie that year. Oh no, the Han Solo. That's set for spring. That's why James Cameron thought it was safe. So getting back to the to the X-Men. This is Logan. This is Logan. Strictly. The Fox chairman admitted that they were worried about Logan's darker tone. Because they wanted it to be, oh, Wolverine's the fun guy with smoking cigars and not brooding and, we don't want this serious tone and this R rating. And Hugh Jackman took a pay cut to get it to be rated R because he wanted to go out with a bang. And I think it looks good. I've seen some early reviews already that have given it A- and the best, the best rating that those reviewers have given. So I'm excited. I don't want to watch too many reviews and get too hepped up and go, oh, this is going to be awesome. And then I go in and I'm like, it was good. I hate when that happens. When something's over, when you go in thinking it's going to be the greatest thing in the world, and then you're like, I liked it.
Good movie. I think it's going to be a good movie.
You think? Yeah. We'll talk about that then when we see it.
Yeah.
For sure. This is a movie you've never seen, I'm sure. The Raid. It's a Japanese movie, action movie. I have it on DVD. I watched it because so many people talked about it. And I found it for $1. And I watched it, I'm like, holy crap, this movie's awesome. One of the best action movies I've seen, probably. It's that good. And they made a Raid 2, and I didn't like it as much. Some people liked it more than the first one. But they're going to do an American, of course they are, an American English reimagining. They said it's not a remake, because the first one's so good it can't be remade. But they're going to reimagine it instead. And Frank Grillo, who you know as Crossbones from the Marvel Universe, from Captain America Civil War, and his 2 seconds in that movie, when he gets, what happens to him in that movie, and he was in Winter Soldier for a little bit.
Okay.
I don't know if you've seen him in anything else. He was in the Purge movies. He was in some other stuff too. But he's going to be the star. So that's basically all about that. Just that there's a Raid reimagining. Don't call it a remake, or you get the director's
Was the Japanese movie is the DVD and subtitles, or is it the okay
subtitles? But there's so much action. There's not many subtitles. There's some really, really intense fights and stuff. But it's basically going to be the same situation, but with an English version of it, where they're going to change things up a little bit. Mm-hmm. Getting back to the DC universe, I told you know about this story. Mel Gibson is wanted by Warner Brothers to direct the Suicide Squad sequel. And they said he can have it if he wants it, Warner Brothers has said. They're looking at other directors too in case it doesn't work out, because Mel Gibson can kind of be a loose cannon, as many people have learned over the last 10 years. Yeah. And they said Gibson is said to be researching the characters. So, yeah. Let's just hope he's familiar with this material before he takes it on and goes, oh.
I enjoyed the hell out of the first one.
That was another one that got panned, I think, more than Batman versus Superman.
See, I enjoyed the hell out of that movie.
I had no problem with it. I enjoyed it.
Yeah, we'll see what he does with it. If he takes it.
If he takes it on, I hope it's rated R. Because after seeing Hacksaw Ridge, I can just imagine what he would do.
I don't know. I don't think DC would do that, but you never know.
Well, they did an R-rated, at least have an R-rated version available when it hits.
Right.
Well, they might, because Deadpool did really good. If Logan does good at the box office, I would not be surprised Suicide Squad 2 would be rated R. Mm-hmm. But the first one being PG-13, I don't know. Depends, I guess. At least have a rated R version available now if you're going to direct it. But, yeah, so he's said to be doing that, or at least, checking out the material. Jurassic World 2. Another movie I enjoyed more than him. It's from the beginning they said it was going to be a new trilogy.
Well, I know, but come on, how many different types of dinosaurs do we watch running around?
Well, I have a feeling it's not going to be. I have a feeling it's going to. That leaked plot of the original Jurassic Park 4 from 10, 15 years ago, where they were going to have the dinosaurs in the military. I have a feeling that's not going to be so far off. Because that's kind of what Jurassic World did when Vincent D'Onofrio's character came in and, oh my God, this was real. They were actually going to do this. When he was going to have the raptors over in Iraq or whatever he was going to do with those raptors. Yeah, I have a feeling something like that is going to... I even have it written here. The plot is very top secret. It's being very kept under wraps what the plot is for this movie.
They're jumping the shark.
Wow. Jurassic World is the 4th biggest movie of all time, box office wise.
I cannot understand.
It was number 3 for a while till episode 7 came out.
I cannot understand that.
I liked it.
I saw it done better 15 years ago when it was Jurassic Park.
I didn't compare it to Jurassic Park. I knew it wasn't going to be as good.
But why make it?
For money? For people that want to see more Jurassic Park movies? Because you got Marvel movies coming out 3 times a year. You got Star Wars once a year. What hurts a Jurassic Park movie every 2-3 years? It's a big franchise.
Yeah.
I love them. Not so much Jurassic Park 3, but people crap on the Lost World. I love the Lost World. I had no problem with that movie. Site B was fine the first time. Site B the second time, maybe not. Oh, now we're going to go, oh, this isn't the original park. This is where we were in the last movie. Don't even get me started on the Spinosaurus and the T-Rex. That's where they lost me. 20 minutes into the movie, I'm like, F this movie. So it can't be as worse as Jurassic Park 3 for me, at least. So anyway, James Cromwell has joined the cast, who many people know in the movie Babe. He's the farmer. That's what I know him from. That is Captain Stacy.
He's a very good actor.
The original Captain Stacy in Spider-Man 3. The Bryce Dallas Howard Gwen Stacy's father. That's a whole nother story. Spider-Man 3. But yeah, he's going to be in it, and that's as a mystery role. So we'll find out what that is. It's set for a June 22nd, 2018 release. So next year already. Should be interesting. All right. Some horror news we're going to end the show with. We have 2 more stories. The Nun. Which is this, wait.
The Nun?
Wait, guess what it is. See if you can guess. Because I don't think you know about this movie.
No, it's, are they talking Nun, N-U-N or N-O-N-E?
N-U-N. You'll probably guess what it is.
Something to do with like the Exorcist type of thing, but it's a nun.
Well, you're not on the wrong track. It's a spin-off of The Conjuring. Or more specifically, Conjuring 2.
God, yes.
You know the nun painting?
The freaky
oh, God, she was freaking scary. I give them that. I was more scared of her than Annabelle. But it is a spin-off movie. I had heard it was coming out. I didn't know when. It got its release date already. The Nun spin-off to The Conjuring 2 will be released on July 13th, 2018. So next summer, again, the same weekend as Hotel Transylvania 3 and a movie called Amusement Park. I have no idea what that is. I'm guessing it's not a horror movie, though, because they normally don't open 2 horror movies in the same week. I'd like an Amusement Park movie if it was a horror movie. That sounds pretty cool. Like that old movie Funhouse or something. But it's probably some stupid kids movie or something.
Well, this could be interesting.
Yeah.
I'd like to see it. That was pretty damn scary.
Oh yeah.
I love the Conjuring movies.
Same here.
Love Lorraine Warren. She's a big influence on the way I do certain things. And Lorraine, if you're watching, happy belated birthday.
Was it her birthday?
Yeah, she turned 90.
Wow.
Sweet lady.
We were in the ghost hunting field, and kind of still are, in case people don't know, viewers. So we kind of know stuff. So those movies might be a little more interesting to us than people that don't know the material. But yeah, so July 13th, the Annabelle 2 movie is supposed to come out in August this year. I'm not really looking forward to that one. We saw the first one, and we were like,
it's terrible.
I even liked it a little more than you did, but not by much. And finally, you're gonna like this news. Universal Pictures and Walt Disney Studios are looking to collaborate on the sequel to Unbreakable, because Disney owns Unbreakable. So they have to work together. A deal has to be made between the two companies for the sequel to come together with, do we say? With another M. Night Shyamalan Universal movie, we'll call it. A deal has to be made that that one character could show up, because Disney was just like, oh yeah, that's fine, in that other movie. I'm sure you can guess by now, but I would absolutely love, when I saw that this was a possibility, I was like, oh my God.
That would be very good. I loved Unbreakables. I think it was my favorite M. Night Shyamalan movie.
I have my favorites, and then I have my favorite M. Night Shyamalan movies, and then ones I hate. It's sort of like there's no like middle ground there. I'm like, oh, I love that one, but I hate the rest. So I love Split.
Oh, Split was great.
Yeah, one of the few movies that I've given a positive review to this year. So yeah, I'm definitely excited to check out Unbreakable 2 when that comes out. So that is all the news for this week. We'll be back next week with our Oscar picks.
Yep.
We're gonna have
more lively next week. I've just got a really bad headache tonight.
We're gonna do every category, and we'll give you who we think, and then we'll say in the next week who was right, who had the most picks, and what.
Well, I can give you my picks now.
No.
I'm gonna go with the third name on every list.
It might work a couple.
At every category, so it can be the third name. Maybe not.
You might get like 1 out of 24. But so until next time. No, not yet. Check out my reviews from this past week. I got 50 Shades Darker up there. That was quite the experience, and I talk about that in the review. John Wick Chapter 2, I've got up there. For the oldie movies, I've got An Affair to Remember. The review for that is there for another re-release, because those keep coming out. And a horror movie called I did Don't Knock twice last week. This week I did Don't Hang Up. Evidently, there's Don't movies coming out every week. I did Don't Breathe back in August. So, so there was Don't Hang Up, and then of course The Great Wall. Those are all the recent reviews I've done this past week, and then of course I'll have A Cure for Wellness up tomorrow. And if I get a chance to see Fist Fight in the next few days, or whenever I see that, that'll be up. I'm hoping to see Lion this weekend, because that's the only Oscar movie I haven't seen that's nominated. So I hope to see that, put my thoughts up before the Oscars at least. So, yeah, that's that.
Bye.
Until next time, Troop out.